Shalom Aleichem. I'm Ann Toback, the CEO of the Workers' Circle, and I'm here to welcome everyone to tonight's program introducing the Yosl and Chana Mlotek Yiddish song collection of the Workers' Circle to the world. Today's Workers' Circle builds progressive Jewish identity rooted in our Yiddish values, culture, activist traditions, and language. All of our work is inspired by our rich Yiddishkeit heritage, including our annual in-person summer and virtual winter trips to Yiddishland, our year-round Yiddish classes and cultural programs open to all. We are thrilled to be adding our Yiddish music collection to our offerings, a newly digitized version of the collection of Yiddish songbooks curated and compiled by Chana and Yosl Mlotek decades ago. For half a century, these songbooks have inspired and educated musicians and made it possible for people to learn and engage with centuries of our Yiddish musical heritage. The music in this collection represents a cultural Yerusha inheritance. It embodies the richness, the resistance, and the resilience of our Jewish past. And it serves as an inspiration to our cultural legacy in the 21st century. Today, we're making this collection accessible and available for free to anyone with an internet connection, ensuring that it will live on and continue to inspire people the world over now and for generations to come. The Yosl and Chana Mlotek Yiddish song collection at the Workers' Circle has been created with the incredible support and partnership of the Mlotek family and additional community support and partnership from our friends and members. Thank you to everyone who has donated already. We greatly appreciate your generosity. If you would like to support and help us enhance and grow the collection, we're including a link in the chat for you to donate. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Mark, or as he's known to us, Moish Mlotek. A lifelong Workers' Circle and Yiddish activist, Moish has served as a past president of the Workers' Circle, and he, along with his family, are lifelong activists in the Workers' Circle community. Moish approached us with the incredible proposal that we digitize the Yiddish book collection and he also offered the generous support of the Mlotek family to develop and launch this collection. I'm so very happy and proud today to be celebrating with Moish and the Mlotek family the official debut of this collection with the world. And now, everyone join me as we welcome Moish to the Zoom.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Arbiterink, Workers' Circle. You know, es ist bei mir ein Glück für die ganze Mlotek-Mischpache zu sein da mit euch und Pravenheit dem neuen Website, die Yosl und Chana Mlotek Anthology von Yiddischen Lied. It's truly a happy moment for the entire Mlotek family to be here today and celebrate with you the launch of the new website, the Yosl and Chana Mlotek Yiddish Song Collection. For so many reasons, it is very important that the website exists, that it be launched now, and that it exists under the auspices of the Arbiterink, the Workers' Circle. As many of you know, my father was the educational director of the Arbiterink for several decades, and there became the address for Yiddish, organizing a network of schools, education materials for students and parents, including books, skits, plays, magazines, radio programs, records, concerts, and yes, even videos. Together with my mother, they were dedicated to keeping Yiddish alive, not only as a distant memory after the Holocaust, but as a living, thriving language and culture. So every day they would work for Yiddish, and every night they would research, write, publish, network, and organize for Yiddish. One of their projects was to interact with thousands of readers through the Folvets who remembered snippets of songs and published for them the full song, the author and the genealogy of the song. On a weekly basis, my father would write about a different Yiddish poet or writer so that the readership would remember our rich literature and heritage. And my mother would answer these questions that would come in on pieces of paper, on cassettes, with a memory of a mother or grandmother singing it. Sam Norwich, the former publisher of the Forward, is quoted as saying that they were Facebook before Facebook, figuring out how to interact with thousands of people before there was social media. Isaac Bashevis Singer called them the Sherlock Holmes of Yiddish music, as that they would research diligently each of the fragments that would be submitted on the path towards a successful publication. This lifelong passion culminated in 5 collections of songbooks, each in Yiddish and transliteration, each with English translation, each with music and chords, and each with a brief history of the song. My parents designed their books into various sections that depicted the life cycle on the one hand and history of the Jewish people on the other. Starting with songs of childhood, then songs of love and courtship, songs of celebration and parties, songs of work, poverty and struggle, once upon a time, America, communication, singing, songs in a good mood, Am Yisrael Chai. They tried to not only make sure that the songs were preserved, but that also the reader would learn history. The song conveyed personal attitudes, daily experiences and conflicts, and told of events such as pogroms, revolutions and wars, social and political movements and migrations. In Yiddish song, we hear about family relationships, tragedies, frustrated love, seduction, suicides, and even murders. We hear the voices of children of play and of mothers singing tender lullabies. These are songs which tell of accidents and tragedy of workers at their machines, of the struggle against oppression and exploitation, of folk heroes who avenged the persecution of tyrants, major events and minor occurrences, persons of renown and lesser figures, the shtetl and the city, are all encompassed by the Yiddish song. The next generation of Mlotek felt that this work needed to be available to all and to democratize Yiddish song. So we came up with this idea and funded this website. Alicia worked tirelessly to help create the design and have the very complicated, difficult job of having a dual language search engine work. And the Workers' Circle partnered extremely well with Kolya and Ann and Melissa and others, seeing the value in having this collection available. The Workers' Circle published many of the original books, and now we'll have the songs live on in digital form in eternity for all. Just one anecdote of the importance of this collection and the relevance even today of the information, and then I'll pass the baton to Alicia to show you the site. And there are cool things. He added TikTok videos, social media. I mean, this site is going to grow and grow. It's not just going to be a static site. Recently, many of you may have heard about the neo-Nazi protest of the new show Parade about the Leo Frank incident. Knowing I learned about this song growing up, I typed in Leo Frank into the search engine of the new website. What came up was my mother's biographical notes of the song about the incident, including who Leo Frank was, what happened to him, why it was a bilbo, how it was ultimately determined that he should have been acquitted. That's an eyewitness later came forward and said it wasn't him, and how it never mattered because he was still lynched. And it helped form the B'nai B'rith and the ADL and other organizations to help deal with that. So Theodore Bickel wrote about my parents' collection that is not only those of us who love and cherish the Yiddish language who must rejoice at every evidence of survival of the tongue, the culture, and the song, but also those who are hankering for Yiddishkeit and who seek ways of expression short of literacy and fluency. What better way could there be than easily accessible, easily readable, and easily singable material such as contained in my parents' books? This is our goal. This is our mission. We want to keep Yiddishkeit going, want to keep Yiddish going. We want to keep our cultures going. Mit tragendem Geist, was man hat uns vertraut, schon von tausende Jahren. Let us continue to carry this burden that they've entrusted upon us for thousands of years. Let everyone know that the site is up and running and that Yiddish music and song is alive and thriving. Thank you, Workers' Circle. Alicia, show the site.
Thank you. Can people see me? Okay. Hi, Shalom Aleichem. Can people see and hear me? Okay. Yes. Shalom Aleichem. My name is Elisha Mlotek, and I'm very happy to be here. It's been an honor building the Yosl and Chana Mlotek Yiddish song collection at the Worker Circle and preserving the legacy of my Bubby and Zadie, my grandparents, and their dedicated work in preserving Yiddish song and poetry. I loved my Bubby with all my heart, and when I sing Yiddish songs, I imagine her in the audience with her wide smile and loving eyes, shapping infinite nachas. I know she would be so proud of me today. My Zadie passed when I was 10 years old. As an adult, I've come to learn more fully who he was and what he achieved through his triumphant journey of survival and success. His story is an inspiring one and moves me to tears, and I'm proud to carry our family name. Creating this site was an enormous effort that could not have been achieved without the help of several wonderful volunteers, each of whom is recognized on our site. Most importantly, the site is the product of a successful collaboration between myself and Michelle Amar, a brilliant design strategist from Office of Ganzabar, whose creativity, authentic intention, and vision is felt on every page. I also want to thank Melissa and Kolya of the Worker Circle, whose confidence in me allowed me to truly bring this project to fruition. Lastly, I pay gratitude to my Uncle Maish, whose guidance over the course of this project has made me a better leader. I thank you all for joining and invite you to explore yiddishsongs.org on all your devices and to get in touch with us and how you've enjoyed this vital research resource and how it may be strengthened. So allow me to show you some of the features on the website. And Danielle, if you're there and can help me screen share, now's the time. If not, I'm happy to try.
I'm right with you. So
Cool.
Let's go.
Okay, great. So welcome to yiddishsongs.org. On the homepage, you'll discover different ways of accessing the collection. Danielle, if you scroll down, you can discover the original song anthologies by Chana and Yosl. If you scroll up and click on performances, on the top, you can see a curation by us at the Worker Circle of the different types of performances, recordings. Danielle, continue to scroll, please. Videos that exist throughout the site, adaptations of Yiddish songs from the collections, modern adaptations, traditional performances, and even young people and new generations carrying the baton of Yiddish music. You can learn about the history of the collection and how it originated through a crowdsourcing project, through the feature that my Bubby and Zadie ran at the Forwards, the Yiddish Forward. And then there's plenty of other resources to learn how to use Yiddish music in your work and in your career. So Danielle, if you go to the search browser on the top right, let's say you are looking for a song that your grandparents or your parents used to sing. You don't remember what it was, but you know it was a lullaby. So search lullaby, Lullaby. You don't remember exactly how the song went, but you know it was about a boy. So you see the song Yankele, and Yankele sounds familiar. So you click on the song Yankele, and you can read the research and the historical context of the song and the author Mordechai Gebirtig that my Bubby and Zadie produced. Here are the lyrics in Yiddish, transliteration, and English. You can scroll down to learn more about some of the metadata of the song, and we could play a recording by Theodore Bickel. I'll click X and then click to play. To hear an example of how this music was performed. Now say you'd like to learn how to play the song yourself. So you can download the sheet music. We're distributing the original scans of the book of the original published anthologies for free. So you enter your name, provide your email. Thank you, Danielle. And click download sheet music. And it will take you to a scan of the original book. If you scroll down, you'll see the original page in the book and the sheet music edited by Zalman Mlotek. These are guitar chords, I believe. And in order to download that, you go to the icon next to the printer. Every computer and device is different, but that's how you would download it. So Danielle, can you go back to the previous page? Thank you. Now let's say you want to search for a song to share it at your Seder table this upcoming Chag, this upcoming Yontif. So search Passover, Passovr. There's a lot of great options. So scroll down all the way, Danielle, to the last song, Taiva Malka. This is from the songbook Yontif Dikateg, which was edited by Chana Mlotek, my bubby, and Malki Gottlieb, her sister, my great aunt. If you scroll down, I'd love to show you the performance by Josh Dolgan, So Called. This is a wonderful Yiddish song, and he has a lot of fun with it. So scroll all the way down. It's a lot of fun verses. If you want, you could play, you could even full screen it.
Sollst du sein, wie von dem Becher mit Wein. Bim bom, 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 bim bom, bim bom, 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 bom. Bim bom, bom, bim bom, bim bom, bim badum bom, bom, bim bom, bom, bim badum bom, bom, bom. Bim bom, bom, bim bom, bim bom, bom.
Josh produced this video. Danielle, you could pause it for a second. Just share that Josh produced this video especially for the third Seder, which was produced by Avram Mlotek, my brother, in a tradition that was started by Yosl Mlotek, my Zaidi, at the Avatarek, at the Workers' Circle. So thank you again. Thank you, Danielle, for supporting me and doing that. And thank you, everyone, again. And I look forward to hearing everyone's positive feedback and to see this collection loved and used throughout the world. I know a lot of artists who are looking forward to using this resource on tour, so they don't have to schlep the books around. And I'm excited to see it experienced internationally. Now I'm happy to present a video by our friend, our internationally renowned Yiddish singer, Daniel Kahn, who will speak about the website and sing a couple of songs from the Mlotek collection. A großen Dank. Thank you.
Shalom Aleichem. Mein Name ist Daniel Kahn und seid begrüßt bei mir da in kleinem Schiffel da in Hamburg. Das ist ein Schiff, wo man spielt, man hört, man kocht und man lehnt und man singt. Es ist ein Covid zu sein da mit euch und zu reden wegen die drei heilige Sforim. I guess I'll speak in English. I should say it's a real honor and a pleasure for me to have a chance to talk about these books and the role that they've played in my life and the role that I see them play in the life of a community that I feel very much a part of. I didn't grow up speaking the Yiddish language. I grew up outside Detroit, and Yiddish was not it was a background, but it wasn't a language. It wasn't a literature. It wasn't a real Yerusha that I was given, an inheritance. And then many years later, when I moved to Berlin in 2005, it was the first time that I came in contact with this book. I already had a budding interest in the Yiddish language and Yiddish music, but it was staying in Alan Burns' apartment and discovering this book, his copy of Pearls of Yiddish Song, that really opened the door to Yiddish as something that could become one of my languages, that could become a way for me to express myself and find ways to connect with this this wonderful community of Yiddish Kulturarbeiters and lovers of the Yiddish language. You know, I didn't have the honor of knowing Chana or Yosef Mlotek personally. I mean, I know many members of their family, and I cherish those friendships. But I feel that I've come to know them through the depth and breadth of their passion here with this amazing collection. I give a lot of workshops about Yiddish song, learning how to sing it, working on translating it. And everyone I talk to, I always say that these books are the absolute canon. That if you want to have anything to do with Yiddish song, you go to these books. And I've navigated many a Workers Circle website for workshop participants in small towns in Europe, trying to say, well, you have to go there and you can order that there and they can do international shipping, or don't buy it through Amazon because they charge you too much, and you can get it directly. And it was always a bit of a challenge. I know that international Yiddish media exchange can be a challenging thing. But one thing about these songs is that they were always international. I mean, there are songs here that were written on one end of the world and sung on the other end of the world. The songs of Mordechai Gebirtig were popular in Mexico and in the far east of Hong Kong, Australia, South America. But that whole world, the world of Yiddish, is all collected here. I find here the very first Yiddish songs that I ever learned to sing, that I ever learned to sing through translation, that I ever engaged with and tried to make my own. And to find out that these books are now going to be digitally available fills me with joy and trepidation. I mean, Machnis Gayen, yeah, wow. I mean, I like the physical. I think that people should, if there's a way of printing out the website, I recommend it. But I also love that all this is going to be out there at our fingertips. There have been so many times when I've needed these books and I didn't have them. And I've schlepped them all over the world. Sometimes several of us would schlep all 3 books to a workshop, and we had an embarrassment of riches, and there would be lots of them going around. And I would always have to give students breaks so they could just go and photograph songs. Wacht auf, und du ackerst, hier schlecket mein Savoy, oi. This is etched into the gravestone of David Edelstadt, which I've seen. It's in Denver. Hier schlecket, yeah, die Schwur. People still stand up for that. Yeah, it's Amol is Gevena Meise. Yeah, and I'm running out of paper. All right, this is enough of me randomly going on and on. Songs are the best door into a language and a culture. It's how you learn how to get the language in your ear and in your mouth. It's what introduced me to whole worlds that I didn't know about, that were my inheritance also. And there is no better key to that key to a culture than these books. So, yeah. I want to thank everybody who's been involved in making that effort to digitize these and to get them out there on the website. I haven't checked out the website yet. I'm going to do that right now. Boom. So, I've just logged in for the first time to yiddishsongs.org. It looks incredibly approachable. Oh, and there's more books. That's right. It's 5 books. Yontif Dikiteg. This one I don't have. And also, We Are Here, I don't have. It makes me want to get the actual books, but I'm really glad that I now have access to them. And the three songs, the 3 songbooks, Mir Trogener Gesang, Pearls of Yiddish Song, and Songs of Generations. So this is great. You can, let's see. I want to look up something in Songs of Generations. So I'm gonna click on that, and we've got the forward by Elie Wiesel, and then okay, and it's amazing. It's the layout of the book. So, and you can go through the different categories: songs of love, songs of work and hope, humorous songs and songs for celebrations and parties, songs of the former Soviet Union. There's a lot of good songs in that section. Hasidic songs, national songs, songs of childhood, songs of the street, theater songs, the Golden Land, songs in a quiet and reflective mood, songs of the Holocaust, and historical songs. Yeah. But what I find also very interesting is that there are new translations here. Because it was always a bit of a puzzle. Because as someone who was approaching, at the time that I first started going through these books, I didn't speak Yiddish. I was just barely really learning it. And so I needed to kind of glean a literal translation from the translation paragraph, which is sometimes more of a summary than a direct translation. And I would have to glean kind of what line was what idea. And sometimes I would from that, I would have to make my own literal translation, and then maybe I would make my own singable translation, which is always more of an adaptation than a translation. And lacking that literal translation always provided a bit of a, there's a bit of a black box there. Like, you're not sure exactly. You have to go through there and sort of figure it out. But this is actually, now this website has what was missing, which is a line for line translation. So here you have the Yiddish and the transliteration, and then an English translation, which is fantastic. Yeah, this is great. I'm gonna put a lot of time into this thing. Akinta Goldene. Oh, okay. So this is a song I could sing. Yeah. Let me. So this song came into my life. It was when my son Leon was still about 9 months old, 10 months old, and our friends Sveta Kundish and Patty Farrell had just had their baby boy Bella, and we were having a celebration for Bella, and I believe it was there that we found this song. I think that's when we found this. This song, I had kind of missed it for all those years. Yeah, so we made a version of it. Let me show you. It goes like this. A Kind ist dus a goldene und spielt sich frank und frei. Und was für a Deiges hat es denn, als Joren hat es drei. A Zure mit die Sprachen nur a Schier. Joren hat das Kind nur drei und Sprachen hat es vier. Die Mame is a russische, a litwische Gemeint. Man redt mit sie im Russischen, nur a so is sie gewähnt. And then we rewrote, der Tate is von Michigan, a Michiganer dazu. Das Kind spielt schon Akkordeon und sagt, how do you do? And this actually is true. Die Bobbe is a Jiddische und redt mit dem Jargon. Dann muss das Kind ihr noch plappeln, wie kann es anders tun? Then we made the Zaydi a Zionist. This is for Sveta. Der Zaydi is a Zionist. Und halt von Achad Halom. Muss das Kind begrüßen ihm und sagen ihm Shalom. Herr, nur du, mein liebes Kind, mir soll sein vor dir. Meinst, dass du wirst abkommen, nur mit Sprachen vier. and then in the original, it's Mesuchta Gouvernanke. We're looking for a German governess, but for us, we were looking for a German kindergarten, because, Kita. Mesucht dir ois a Kita schoin, a Deutsche ungenug. Wirst du Kind meins ois wachsen, wie Tate Mama klug. So yeah, from do to do, it's and it's true. Leon Leibke Lova is now 3, and he has at least 4 languages. He hears a mix of English, Russian, German, and of course Yiddish every day. So yeah, that's a good example of how these books grow up with you. Yeah, I'm trying to think another song. If I look back to like the very first song that I ever encountered here, it's probably officially so many. It's probably this one, Holiet Holiet Beise Winten. It's the very first Yiddish song that I ever really learned, the first that I ever really got inside of and made an English translation of. And it was all from this page right here. You can see it's coffee stained and torn, but it's the first song on the first album that I ever recorded with my band, The Painted Bird. I've done whole workshops just about this song. Chord. Holiet, holiet, Beise Winden, frei beherrscht die Welt, brecht die Zweige, warf die Beine, tut was euch gefällt, brecht die Zweige, warf die Beine, tut Wailing, wailing winds of evil play upon the land, fell the trees and break the branches by your raging hand. Treib die Vögel von die Felder und verjagt sie fort. Die, was kennen, weit nicht fliehen, zieht sie auf und auf. Holiet, Holiet, Beise Winden, jetzt ist ihre Zeit. Lang wird dauern der Winter, Sommer ist noch weit. Wailing, wailing winds of evil, while your time is nigh, long will winter keep the light of summer from the sky. Long wird dauern der Winter, Sommer ist nicht weit. Yeah, I think that this song kind of encapsulates everything that I love about Yiddish song. It's defiant, it's dark, it's complex, it's paradoxical. Look at this. I started singing it and it started hailing and snowing and raining outside all at the same time. That's the power. So anyway. Thank you, Avram Rezen. Oh, actually, both of the songs that I just sang are by Avram Rezen, and they couldn't be more different. And they're all in these books. So, thank you for your time, and thank you for your work, and seid gesund und stark.
Oh, thank you. This has been so exciting. You all see my smile. I can't stop smiling. And I want to thank everyone who is putting incredible comments in the chat. We're reading them, we're enjoying them. There's so many memories that people are sharing, and I'm lucky enough to be familiar with many of the people you're speaking about. But now is an exciting moment, and we're reaching the end of our program. But before we conclude, we very much want to open the chat for questions. We're guessing some people have questions or comments. You can use the Q&A is one option. You can also use the chat. We'll be looking at them. I have Moish and Alicia here, and we're going to try and answer as many questions as we can. So please, let's see who might have a question. Everyone's just excited, Moish and Alicia. It's incredible. Oh, is there a section of Bundist Yiddish songs? I believe so.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's songs of workers' songs all over the place. You know, Wachtoif, Machnes Gein, you know, Und die Welt wird werden jünger, you know, all over the Arbeiterin Kim is all in my mother's first book, Mitragna Gesang. So all over the place, there are Bundist workers' songs. Yes.
And I'll just put in a plug. The Bundist workers' songs are such an inspiration for our activism today. They, you know, there's so much, it truly is a treasure trove. And we'll be making even more use of our music now that this is available to us. This is interesting. Someone is asking if we can search for songs based on vocal type. I don't think we have that now, but it's an interesting idea. Alicia?
The search engine is highly intelligent and will pick up any keyword. So I say go for it. Type the word soprano, see what happens.
Interesting. And I see Karen is asking us to provide publication and title details of the physical books. I think that is available on the site, correct? I know the physical books are listed. I assume publication details. If it's not there, we can always update it.
What does that mean, publication details?
Like the publication dates, when they were initially published, each of them.
Yeah, it's in the description of the book, but you know, these books were reprinted several times and several editions were printed. So I'm not sure if we include all the years, but certainly how many editions were printed.
Well, we can check, and you know, this is a living site. And, you know, there are things we can always update. And that's why I'm going to invite everyone, use the site, share with us, be a part of the first go around. Tell us things that you think work. If there are things you would love to see today or in the future, please, info@circle.org is one way to just be in direct connection with us. I believe we have included the 25 ghetto songs. That entire book is there.
Yes, it's there. Mizaininda.
Yes, let's see. Oh, and I see so many people are reconnecting. We must have more connections here. You know, we must have more opportunities to celebrate. Isn't it wonderful to have some good news and something that I know is going to be such a tremendous resource and bring more good news in the future. Let's see if, oh my gosh, there's more in the Q&A. Well, the launch happened when the launch happened. This has been a big project, and we wanted to make sure the site was as perfect as we could make it. So that's why we waited till today. Mark Slobin is asking, will we expand the site to include more items from Chana's rich archive? And where is the archive housed now? I'll ask you that, Moish.
So it's housed in the Yivo. We haven't you know, done too much with it yet. Mark, first of all, thank you. We look forward to seeing you on Thursday. As I mentioned in the, you know, in the chat room, you know, A, in honor of the website, and B, Carnegie Hall doing a little concert in honor of my mother, you know, in conjunction with the Yivo. So the Mlotek family is doing a little concert. Mark, I think you may be speaking there, and look forward to hearing you as always. But, you know, there are a lot of the collections that I have, and we're looking for her work on America, her work about Agunas. There's still a lot we have to do, and I appreciate you, pushing us.
Okay, and now the URL is yiddishsongs.org, and if you go into the chat, it's been posted a few times, so there's a few links there, but yiddishsongs.org, and we will have links on the circle.org website as well. Lilia is asking, is there space for additional notes about songs, extra verses, etc.? Alicia, I think that's you perhaps.
The site, yes, the books were the product of collaboration and community involvement, and communal involvement and contribution, and I think that this collection is an extension of that project. So yes, there's always room for this site to grow and develop, and for our treasury to be fuller, more fuller.
And it's certainly safe to share that we're planning to have many programs in the future that center on this site and share the music live to our community. So this won't be the last such program. This is only the beginning. And I love this question: is there a Yiddish version of the Cloakmakers Union is a no good union? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a Yiddish version, but if
not that I'm aware of, but there are people on this line who will know and who will tell us.
I think so. And there's some people asking about YouTube programs that could be a good resource. I see Cantor Schwartz. Feel free to share those with us. info@circle.org. We will be, enriching the site all the time. It really is so important. Our Yiddishkeit is a living part of who we are and an inspiration to our world. So we don't want to stop growing the site and growing our connection to our cultural heritage. It's the Workers' Circle goal that we all that this become a living legacy, and that our contributions become a legacy of their own. So please don't hesitate to share things. Sometimes it may take a while before you see them on the site, but that's not a critique. Just we're going to be looking and growing and thinking things through. Let's see if there's anything else. I think we have time for maybe one more question, and then okay, let's put in info@circle.org. Can one of my colleagues put that on? And so everyone knows, and I believe there'll be an email sent to everyone attending today, and we'll certainly give you opportunities to reply. And this, yes, the site is searchable in Yiddish letters. That's incredible too. So, and the sheet music, there, just know that you'll click on the song and you'll be asked to put your email in for the sheet music. So don't be concerned if you don't automatically get the downloaded sheet music. There's one step that you'll need to take. So I'm looking I think let's end with a happy memory. I'm seeing from Esther Goodman of Chana, when she was working as a volunteer in the YIVO archive, and people would go up to her and sing or quote a line or two. If she didn't know it right off, and she often did, she'd look for it, and I suspect she found it. And if she couldn't, no one could. And that, I think, is a wonderful description of Chana. And I just wanted to share one quick memory. I was lucky enough to be there for the last few years of our Yiddish Fest, which Yosl Mlotek founded. And after our Westchester Yiddish Fest, we would all go back to the Mandel home, and Chana would sit at the piano, and everyone would sing. And I felt so lucky to have been a part of these musical family community moments. And I think of this site as a way to reawaken sitting around a Mlotek family piano and creating our own memories. So thank you, Moish. Thank you to the entire Mlotek family and for this incredible resource, this incredible site that I hope will spark more such memories and music and song.
Let everyone know about it. Thank
Yep.
you.
We'll be shouting it from the rooftop. So thank you all, and we look forward to being in touch and celebrating and singing together in the coming months. Be well. Sei gesund.